Hi, my name is William Carter. I'm a senior officer for water, sanitation, and hygiene promotion in emergencies for the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. I want to talk a little bit about the challenge of water and sanitation, particularly in emergencies, and why it's so important to the world's most vulnerable people. So, water and sanitation in the IFRC is a health activity. It's about basically improving the lives and dignity and health status of the most vulnerable people in the world. And for me, I'm mostly focused on our emergency work. As a movement, as IFRC, as an organization, and the 190 national societies that we serve, we do a lot of work in both long-term sustainable WASH work, that developmental work, and in emergencies. I'll talk a little bit today more about the emergency side. Water and sanitation is hugely important for human health. It's not just a utility like electricity. Water supply and sanitation are a major determining factor of people's health status. People who have access to water, people who have access to sanitation tend to be a lot healthier. You're much less likely to die of diarrheal disease, of malaria, of other issues that affect human health. It's also a huge issue in terms of dignity. If you don't have a toilet and you have to go outside and find a private place, that's not really a dignified existence. There are some places on Earth where people might prefer to go outside, but those places are fewer and far between every year. There's more people around, more people are moving into cities, and that ability to go find a private place is more and more difficult and more rare. So we really do need good access to sanitation and water worldwide. This is a health issue. Millions of people die every year for lack of access to water and sanitation. It's a dignity issue. Again, I don't believe that you can live a dignified existence if you don't have a place to go, particularly in a crowded area. It's a safety issue, particularly for women who have to go outside at night into the bushes in order to go in a private way, are obviously extremely vulnerable to sexual assault. So across the board, we have a huge number of reasons why water and sanitation is so important. The vast majority of water and sanitation is relatively straightforward. Drill a borehole, put a pump on it. Dig a hole, put a latrine slab and a small house around it. For the millions of people who don't have water, the hundreds of millions of people who don't have access to water, and the billions of people who have no access to safe sanitation, that is the main thing that we're concerned about, is getting simple solutions in there. But as people move into cities, and particularly when people are hit by emergencies, those simple solutions don't always work. So we really do need some more technical, some more complex solutions for that, and that's why we've put together these challenges. Now, I've gone through those challenges in more detail in another video, so I won't go into too much detail, but I do want to say these are not hobby projects. These are not small things that will only help a couple people. These are not just a few small things that, we'll write a brochure about and say, wasn't this a cool project? I'm off to Bangladesh in a couple days. Hundreds of thousands of people, have crossed from Myanmar into Bangladesh and are in extremely congested refugee camps where they have very difficult time getting access to water and sanitation. The water is a big problem because you've got to drill boreholes. There's issues of water quality. On sanitation, it's extremely hard, mostly because there's not a lot of space to build toilets, and so the few toilets that are there get filled very quickly. And so you have to empty the toilets, and now you've got a truck full of waste and no place to go. So when I look at the 7 challenges I put that are a few lines, plus those other 2 challenges that are a bit longer, every single one of those would be useful for me when I arrive in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh on Thursday. Every one of those are things I wish I would have and would make the lives of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people better if I had them. So I just want to reiterate that these are not small things. These are not cool stuff that we might like to have that might make our lives just a little bit better or a little easier to do. These are things that can make a real difference in people who have extreme challenges of doing what is the most basic thing of getting a drink of water and going to the toilet. Something that we all take for granted, but we shouldn't because millions and billions of people don't have access to it. And it's kind of most acute in places like this where it's an emergency setting. People have had to flee conflict very quickly. We're not able to set up the same infrastructure you might expect in other settings. So they're extremely vulnerable. It's extremely complex in terms of providing these kind of basic services, and we really do need help. And we do need help in terms of technical solutions. We've really enjoyed working with the Airbus Foundation and Airbus itself on the hand washing device challenge. That's been great. We're really looking forward to moving on to the next step with the results of that. But we've got a lot of other challenges here. We're looking forward to seeing what it's like to work with a dedicated design team and taking a challenge from start to finish. I think that would be something, a huge learning experience for us, both in terms of water and sanitation, but all the other sectors in the Red Cross as well. So I just want to thank you to Airbus and Airbus Foundation. Time is really valuable to us. It's, money's great. Money can do a lot of things, and we do need money in order to make a difference in people's lives. But so is time. Expert time is extremely valuable to us. I've enjoyed working in these challenges, working with Airbus and Airbus Foundation, because the people have really grasped what we're dealing with quicker than a lot of people, even that I hire. I've been in a room with a bunch of Airbus technical people, and they've understood the humanitarian setting and what we need extremely fast, and so we don't have to spend too much time on those basics. We can move on to the challenges very quickly. So I've enjoyed that, and I'm really looking forward to working with Airbus and Airbus Foundation more on these challenges. My email address is william.carter@ifrc.org. If you have any questions about the work of the Red Cross in water and sanitation, or if you have any questions about these challenges that we've put forward, or if you don't like any of these challenges and you want some more, come to us and come to me at william.carter@ifrc.org, and I'd be happy to get in touch with you on any questions or needs you might have. Thanks a lot, and enjoy the meeting.